time for a break. Grab a coffee, get comfy, and catch up with old friends. Join us for an easy chat on all the biggest news stories of the day on ICRT Breakdown, a bilingual 2030 policy program brought to you in cooperation with the National Development Council.
You've just come back from the States.
Did. The jet lag is so horrible.
Okay, so how's your trip anyway?
It was pretty good. Everyone is just NBA crazy at the moment.
Wow, NBA. That's the one topic that the young kids here are most interested in.
Hey, Jane, Hope, you guys are already sitting down having coffee without us?
Yes, we are.
Ron and I are here, your two favorite stars from ICRT.
You know.
Ronnie, get off your phone.
I know,
Get off your phone.
you don't understand. I got to keep an eye on this because the fact of the matter is the playoffs are underway. The NBA playoffs are underway right now. They're in full swing. You got 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds of basketball coming up.
Playoffs? What are the playoffs?
Oh, my God.
Let me bring this man up into reality of the world as we know it right now.
We're waiting.
But give it a try. Give it a try.
The NBA playoffs involves the teams that have played the best basketball for the last few months. And this is for the big prize at the end. Only one team can win, Tim.
Okay.
Oh, so these are the
that's
playoffs in the
playoff.
run-up to the finals.
That's exactly right.
Right, playoff 季后赛，大家都非常专心要看季后赛，到底谁是冠军
So how many games are we looking at, Ronnie?
You know, it's like best of 7 series, right? So it's going to take you win 4, you know, and some of those games can go up to 7 games due to the fact that its competition is really good. And actually, the NBA, honestly, they hope every team can go at least 7 games. More money, more revenue,
I was going to say, is that good
more
for advertising?
commercials.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, sometimes it looks like those players are so good that they've actually rehearsed those games to make sure that they have a winner at the end of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is a cynic.
So
I don't want to start any trouble though.
Don't say that about Ron.
So
He's
best
my
of
hero.
7的意思就是7战4胜。那有的时候会连续4战就结束了。那当然 NBA 并不希望这样，所以他们希望比赛越多场越好。这样子呢，会有更多的粉丝，然后会赚更多的钱。
I'm going to go out on the limb and say that I'm a Laker girl, which basically means that I'm not even watching the playoffs because my team is toast.
Lakers
Lakers,
were
that's
the
LA
champions.
Lakers, is that right?
That's the LA Lakers, and it was so bad. They've got a guy like LeBron James. They call him the king, right?
Yeah, what happened?
And it was
Got
so.
deposed.
Well, here's the thing. Basketball is about defense and offense.
Right.
You can't play just one and not the other. And so the Lakers, they played a little bit of offense and no defense. And that means you're going to lose.
Okay, defense 这样是防守 offense 就是进攻 LeBron James is very good at offense, right? Is that what you're saying?
He's very good at offense and defense.
Oh.
That's why they call him the king.
But he cannot do it
By
both.
himself, exactly.
He also got deposed, didn't he, Ron?
Yes, he did.
So the LA Lakers are not in playoffs this season at all.
Yeah, the Lakers, in fact, there's a lot of problems now. The Lakers, Jeannie Buss, the owner, is thinking about, I pay far too much money every year to be watching the playoffs from
wouldn't
my
blame
sofa
him.
and not my team. She's so adorable.
I don't know if adorable is the term I would use if my players were losing every single season, you know?
Okay, so the LA Lakers, they're already on the sidelines now. Is
They
that
are
right?
on the sidelines.
Okay.
The sidelines 的意思是边界，但是 after the sidelines 的意思就是他们不能参加季后赛。Is that right?
Right. They're already out of competition.
Okay.
They're done. They're toast.
They're toast. That's
They're
right.
toast.
他们完蛋了。
And the thing is, but the thing is, for a franchise like the Los Angeles Lakers, we're talking about a legendary franchise, 16 championships.
Wow.
You've got a team full of all-stars. And now all of a sudden, you're sitting back. Well, you know, we did the best we could this year. We're not hanging our heads in any shame, but the fans are saying, well, we're hanging our heads in shame.
That's right. We are indeed. We so are indeed.
Yeah,
we are
it's so disappointing not seeing LA Lakers in the playoffs.
By the way, can I tell you guys? So, you know, when I was a kid and we would go through LA airport, there would always be LA Lakers t-shirts. I did not see any at the airport.
Uh-oh.
no.
That's a bad sign.
Yes.
That means fan popularity could be dropping down.
What are the implications of fan popularity dropping down?
所以他们的
Ron?
粉丝就已经不想再买他们的纪念品了。Wow, that's really sad.
Well, it could mean that Jeannie Buss, as we talked about just a minute ago, if she's feeling anxiety now, it's going to go up to a big peak because, you know, to get into a Lakers game, those seats to pay $100 to $200 to $300 is nothing
that much.
unusual.
That's a lot of money.
And you're not going to be sitting down to Jack Nicholson in the front row either.
Oh.
So it's and Jack Nicholson's a huge Laker fan, as you know.
That's right.
So,
Well, not
yeah.
anymore. I'm just kidding. Joking.
You know what? I needed to watch that game. I didn't know if Jack was there or not.
So you were actually there and seeing Jack Nicholson sitting right there?
Well, this has been going on for years.
Oh, okay.
Jack Nicholson is always sitting right in the front row.
Right.
And he's standing up. Actually, players are giving him 5 as they walk by. Nicholson, and in New York City, you have Spike Lee, who attends all the games as well. And he's always in the front row, heckling players as they walk by. People have been learning to accept this. But with Jack Nicholson, he's getting up and getting in the referee's face. And the refs are always making calls that Jack Nicholson does not appreciate.
Jack Nicholson 当然是非常有名的好莱坞电影明星，然后他总是在 Lakers 比赛的时候坐在第一排，有的时候他甚至会起来对这个 referees 就是裁判表示意见。
What are some of the most questionable calls the refs have made recently? Because I really have been watching the games because I don't like having my heart broken every time.
You know, it's funny you ask about this because they've named a step that LeBron James makes. It's called the LeBron James step. When in actuality, it's traveling.
Traveling.
And that is not acceptable by other players. But the ref says, I didn't see anything.
Wow.
So he's become so big now that things he does are acceptable, even traveling.
哇哦！任何时候 LeBron James 带球走的时候，就是 traveling 的时候，这个 referee 也就是裁判呢，就不会判他犯规，会让他轻易的就过关。
What I'm kind of curious about, Ron, is like, what's your favorite play in basketball? You know, is it like doing the slam dunk, or is it
灌
the
篮
people who are really good
Winning.
at doing the
That's
free
one of my
throw?
favorites.
What really kind of gets you
罚球
excited about a basketball game?
Winning.
Outside of winning, we understand that the final goal is to win, but outside of that,
You mentioned just about everything I appreciate in the game. And here's the thing, because the slam dunk is the most exciting play of the game.
That's true.
There's something really that resonates in everybody's head for days
Right.
after you see a big, powerful athlete go up high in the air and drive the ball down through a hoop at incredible force. And it just sort of sends a rift through the entire stadium that everybody really appreciates.
Yeah. 这边的粉丝当然也非常喜欢看灌篮，你看到一个球员他把这个球高高的举起，然后到了篮筐的上面，然后咚把那个篮球灌下来。It's very exciting.
Okay, let me ask you something. Is it as exciting for a team to watch stuff from the sidelines like that when they see their opponents slam dunking somebody else?
You know, it's the thing. It really bothers you because you feel so hopeless. I mean, your team is getting beat, and now there's a physicality out there. When you watch the other team beating up your team, the worst thing that happens, it is because now guys like Shaquille O'Neal and stars from the past that really they'd never slam dunk gently. It's always, and Shaquille O'Neal is famous for actually breaking the rim, you see glass flying and everything else. This is when you can see force. And your team, if you're on the sideline sitting there watching, tears are rolling down your face. As you see your team has no chance.
所以，假如是对方的，就是你 slam dunk 的对方的那个 team， 看到你这个敌手一直不停的在灌篮，你看会非常难过，甚至会掉眼泪。
I'm going to ask the basketball oracle a question. Which team do you think takes the most advantage of free throws?
Oh, you know, that is a good question. Why? Because referees, it's as if they have certain people, and I mentioned LeBron James a little while ago as far as free throws go, because I can be this far away from you.
How far is this far?
I'm talking-
And like, how far is that in? How far is radio?
it's like 5 or 6 feet, Ron. But okay, we won't get into. 大概2米吧，对不对？
Yeah. There's so many players out there that if I'm standing by the hoop and I'm a superstar, if a common guy or rookie or something like that comes by, he won't get a foul called. But if somebody else walks by and I'm about to make a shot, in order to add excitement to the game, I swear I believe that's the truth.
You're going to
In order to add excitement to the game, the ref will call we call it a phantom foul. By that I
phantom
mean
foul.
a phantom foul. It doesn't exist in anybody's mind except for the referee. Nobody saw that foul. And if you run a replay, it'll show that there was no touching. It'll be that far away, and the shooter will be in one position shooting. The so-called victim of the foul will be far away, and the ref, seriously? That's foul number 23. And of course, the fun part is is when the guy who got the foul called on him, he runs over to the ref, starts waving his hands around in the air,
Screaming in his face.
And as far as they're concerned, the player has never committed a foul in his life.
But still, that would be recorded as a foul.
It will.
But wait a minute. If there's video that shows that it didn't happen,
That's you know what?
The coach would protest, right?
Absolutely, coaches protest
Right.
if he's a good coach. But here's the best part about what she just mentioned. The fact of the matter is, now they have a replay. You can actually, in the last year or two, I think, you can now protest and actually challenge a foul call.
Based on the instant replay.
Based on the instant replay.
Yeah, okay.
And a lot of things have been overturned.
OK, phantom foul 意思就是幻想中的犯规，是这个referee 裁判他觉得在这里他应该要犯规了，为什么裁判 Why would referees do that? I mean, he's want to add some excitement to the game, or he has personal grudges against any of the players.
Jade, it's a wonderful question. Why? Because down through the years, coaches have been talking about referees and their inability to see. They should wear glasses. They should wear contacts. If
They don't wear glasses?
If you can't see, you need to take an eye test at least every 3 weeks. Not once a year, but every 3 weeks, because those calls that are being made out there are bogus, and they could cost the team a game, and the referees continue to do that, and they usually have to have escorts to get to their cars after the game.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it gets bad.
so who attacks them? Okay, where are the threats? Are they from the fans or are they from the?
It's always the fans.
Really?
Fans are very hostile in America.
Did I just? They're not as worse.
Hostile.
They're not as bad as football fans in the UK, though, right?
I just realized you're right.
Yeah.
Because we don't have gun-toting commandos walking around in the NBA.
So hostile fans 是很有敌意的一些粉丝，所以他们又是看到那个 referee 很不公平的话，他们会跟着那个裁判，会到他的这个车子那附近，会威胁裁判。所以裁判有的时候必须要有 escort， 就是要有保镖，要有人保护着他们上车。那就是因为 referee 就是裁判，他有的时候会做不公平的判决，甚至会影响到输赢。所以 referee 确实是一个不好做的一个工作。
Make it be shy. As a fan, some 很生气啊 and it just goes on for 4 quarters.
But Ron, doesn't like the instant replay kind of make this worse in some ways? Because sometimes maybe the referees can't see everything.
No.
Or maybe like they don't have the right angle to see things properly.
Right.
But they need to make a call right away in real time. And then if you stop and go look at the instant replay, you know, it's going to maybe correct the wrong foul, but it just kind of creates more confusion, doesn't it?
It's all money for the TV guys. Because it's extra time on the
It
air.
really is, you know, and it's time. But you're right, it has slowed down the game. And now it's even more hilarious. This is something that just happened. The referee will, after he's made his mistake, he's already lost face, right? And what does he do? They have a monitor for him to look right into the monitor. They'll come over to the monitor and explain to the viewing audience and everybody in the stands, the play has been... We have called back the play. The call has been retracted. He's going on and on to explain when he made his mistake.
Oh, no.
It's embarrassing.
对，有的时候裁判呢，因为他们 instant replay 就是在回看的时候会发现裁判真的犯错了，那这个时候裁判必须去解释，就是他不管是对着电视机前面观众还是当场的观众要解释一下，说刚刚的那个是判错了，要收回来。那这个对裁判来讲当然是很丢脸的事。
对了。
Does that happen in local basketball, you think?
Oh,
that
no,
question?
I've been watching local basketball and they don't have
Yet,
it.
or will they have it at all?
You know, I suspect that it might happen at some point. The NBA usually starts trends and then it just sort of domino effect around the world.
Right.
But right now, you know, you want the human element in the game for the most part. And this slows the game down a lot now. When you got a lot of momentum going, if you're a team that's doing a good job and they stop and do this, it can kill the momentum of the other team. And it could cost you to lose a game one way or the other.
像这个回看，在一场比赛看太多次回看的话，它会影响到整个这个球赛的进行。原先一直在赢球的，也许这个时候被打断了，他就不再赢球了。所以其实这并不是一个好的一个趋势。
Well, I think it's kind of time for us to take a pass on this basketball conversation.
Tim's getting
because,
bored. Tim's getting
no,
bored.
because I'm looking at the clock, and I think some of us have to get back to the office to do a newscast. Let's get back to the office.
Jay, that was uncalled for.
Breaking the ice, breaking the mold, breaking down the news. You've been listening to ICRT Breakdown, a bilingual 2030 policy program brought to you in association with the National Development Council.